Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker. To start off, apologies if I look like shit. I still kind of feel like shit. I've had food poisoning for what feels like forever. So yeah, getting over that. Sorry, you looked a bit off level. Shut up, phone. Meant to mute that. So today what we're doing is we're fitting this beautiful Hyperpro kit. It looks really good. You'll see it on the screen now. But the kit it came in, it looks really, really good. So I rang Hyperpro as well. This is something I always like to shout out when it goes well. I actually rang Hyperpro because I wanted detail from them, you know, on their damper. It's very important to me when I'm spending a good bit of money, and I've dealt with Hyperpro before. I got their progressive spring kit for the Magna, which worked really well as well. But I rang them and, you know, I asked them about the damper and the fitting kit, and super helpful on the phone, so I placed the order like immediately after getting off the phone. Get out of here, bird! Did you just shit? I'm gonna close that garage door. It's like, what do you call those? It's like fresh bird season. What are those? What do you call this? Babies. It's like their breeding season here, and I don't know what it is about birds, but they're like, we're gonna fly into this garage that has nothing to do with us that we don't have a nest in, and I'm gonna panic and shit. And they've hit the bikes like twice, so I'm very displeased about that. I like birds, but shitting my bikes and I'll kill you. Okay, cool. Glad we got that over with. But yeah, basically, look, Hyperpro, super easy to deal with. And I'll talk through the different steering dampers and stuff later. But the one I went with was the RSC, which is the more race version, because I don't really care about it on the road. And I'll talk through why I got a steering damper as well or at the end of the video. First, let's get fitting it. So first things first, let's actually open all this lovely kit up. I've already pulled this one open, so you get all your bolts and fittings in a nice little case with some stickers in it as well. And then, you know, you get all your different bits. Now, I would have gotten the gold fitting kit because, you know, I'm a gaudy human, as Grom Trooper puts it. But they didn't have the gold in stock, and I wanted to get this fitted before the track. And I'll talk about why I wanted to do that in a minute. But basically, the fitting kit it looks really nice. It feels really good. Like, that's something I've talked about before. Is, you know, the quality of machining is very important to me, and this all looks really, really well machined. So this fits under the steering stem bolt. This fits onto the tank like that, and that fits onto that piece like that, and this fits somewhere here, I think. Fits onto there, and that's what the steering damper itself goes into. The steering damper itself is a thing of beauty. I don't know, do you like machined bits? But I think that's absolutely gorgeous. And it feels really well machined as well. So I'll talk later, like I said, about the RSC, and they also make a CSC. But first, what we want to do is follow these not crumpled instructions. So first things first, what we're going to do is fit the tank mounting this one. So we pop open our nice little kit. It looks like these two bigger washers here. It's one of my Motor Rev stickers. Motor Rev. Must fit that somewhere. I still have a few left. It looks like that goes through there, into the washer, and through here, and into the washer. So we're going to fit that to the tank first. The Gixxer's been getting a lot of love lately, on parts wise, so hopefully it appreciates it. So that's that first bit fitted. Now what's next? So next is the tank bracket, which fits here. That is tight. I have to admit, like, Hyperpro have always impressed me. That's no word of a lie. I've always liked their stuff. But this I'll show you in a second on some B-roll. But this is really well fitted together. Like, to an impressive degree, to be honest. That it's just tolerances are good. So next, what we have to do is fit this guy here. So this one's gonna mean I have to undo this bolt here, or nut here. It's a 32. I'm really hoping I can fit everything here now. 32, and we just need to loosen it. And then this has to be torqued back to quite a lot. So we'll do that in a minute. Whoops. Now I'm pretty certain it says in the instructions to dump this. I'll just double check that. That's where we're taking off the nut in the washer, and I think you have to dump this washer. I'll just check. Yes, so we must remove the original washer, and then this sits down. So this piece here, we just sit down onto the original spot and put this back on, and then we'll have to tighten that up torque-wise. So that's what I'll do now. It gives you the odd option of 55 to 75 Newton meters, so I'm just going to go for like 60 first and see how we get on. It's going to be really hard to tighten this like that actually. I might put on... I don't like using extender bars with torque wrenches because you can sometimes over torque stuff, but I think I kind of have to here. There's 63 Newton meters of torque, and it says 55-75, so I don't know why, but we'll go up to 70. I don't know why it gives you a range. I don't really like that, but anyway. There's 70, so 70 will do. So this is where we're at so far, just with all the kind of mounting equipment for the steering damper attached. I do think lifting the tank is going to be a pain in the ass after this, but that's okay. It's worth it to have the steering damper. So next what we're fitting is this piece here, and you need this smaller washer and an O-ring, and then the screw to fit it all together. So this all mounts to here. So this is going to go like this. I'm just going to check which way it goes. So this bolt to the top, so it's going to sit like that. So it's going to be like the O-ring sits in there, then our washer, and then our bolt will come down through. So I'm just going to do everything a bit backwards to keep everything in place. So pretty much everything else on this, by the way, seems to be like nominal torque. Like, you know, it says like 5 to 10 Newton meters. I don't have anything that measures that low, so I can't be doing that. So that should then rotate like that a little bit. So this is where we're at now. We have this piece assembled, that's torqued. This doesn't really need to be torqued, but this goes on here and is free to rotate. Then we also have the tank mount, which we fitted earlier, and also this branch here. And there's a little bit of wiggle on the tank mount, but I don't think that matters too much, hopefully. And now we have to just fit the damper piece. And then for the last bit, what we need to do is fit the actual damper. So it goes washer, O-ring, damper, apparently. This is according to the instructions. So that's how we're going to fit it. This obviously slides through and then we bolt it on. So let's try that. Okay, seemed to go on pretty easy. I like the Hyperpro straight up. Not that it really matters. It works in all directions anyway. Okay, I think I need to take this down off the front stand to test this properly. So, 1 second. So before I tighten up this bolt finally to pinch it all in place, I just want to make sure I have full degrees of rotation. I do not. So yeah, this bit here should be like that. That should be free. So we should be able to get all the way over there. So that should be like that according to the diagram. So now we just tighten that down. Okay, now let's try it. Oh, maybe that should go a little bit more. that's that installed. And then the cool thing is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 21 clicks. So we'll turn it up to like there. Oh yeah, you can really notice that. That's that's kind of cool. Now it does say never use it at a maximum setting. Oh, but it looks nice, doesn't it? It does look nice. Just from a silly bike form. So there you go. That is the Hyperpro steering damper installed. Really straightforward to do, but I should warn you, it does say on the packet only get done by a professional. I'm not a professional. So, you know, if you're going to take this on yourself, just make sure the one really important thing is for that steering nut there, you really do need to torque that properly because it's your steering, it's important. So if you don't have a torque wrench, you're not really comfortable doing this, my advice would be just don't do it. Give it to a professional. You spent enough on the steering damper and the fitting kit, all of which came to like 400 something euro to me, I think. I do think it looks really nice, and we'll put the camera back in the stand. We'll talk about the difference between the RSC, which I got, and the CSC. So one difference obviously between the RSC and the CSC is price. The CSC is slightly cheaper, and if you look on the diagrams I'm putting on the screen now, the CSC has a more linear response. So the whole point of a steering damper is basically, if you ever ride a sports bike or whatever, any bike really, you get a tank slapper is what it's called, or there's multiple names, but a tank slapper, say when your steering goes absolutely wild, which has happened to me once or twice on this, but it's recovered because you just pin it, which is what drove me to get the steering damper, but we'll get to that in a sec. So the CSC is a more linear response. It's, you know, but Hyperpro say it's more for street applications. Obviously the main reason I wanted this was for the track. The RSC is pretty much leaves you alone until such time as you do suffer a response that you know it needs to respond to. And at that point is when this one, the RSC, reacts. So they're just valved differently. They have different applications. I'm not really bothered about it for the street. I just wanted it for use on the track. I just wanted to be that little bit safer. So, you know, also the good thing is, you know, it is made in Holland. It's not like a Chinese resold one, which a lot of companies do, which I didn't want. I wanted something that was, you know, good quality from a reputable manufacturer that would stand over their product. And I've used them before. I paid for this myself, by the way. Didn't even tell them I have a channel because I don't like to do that. It's incredibly awkward. So I just rang them and I ordered it. They were super helpful on the phone, and they had me out the steering damper very, very quickly. I think I ordered it Monday and I got here Tuesday. It got here insanely fast anyway, like literally like 24 hours from Holland, which is nuts. So thank you very much, Hyperpro. And then I had to look at it for the whole week because I had food poisoning and I couldn't even get down here to fit it up, which made me sad. So yeah, the reason I got the steering damper is literally I just had one or two moments on the Gixxer when I was accelerating hard that the steering did get a little bit twitchy, and that was because what happens is your front wheel will lift a little bit, and then if it doesn't come back down in a straight line with the back wheel, obviously it tries to straighten itself and it goes very fast. So if you're riding your bike, the fastest you can turn your steering, physics can turn it faster. So if it decides to go like that and oscillate, it's very hard to stop it. You know, you have to either pin the throttle, get the front wheel back up, or it can make you have a very bad accident. There's lots of examples on the internet. I'm not going to be like a crash porn type channel. I'm not going to show those clips because I don't like watching them myself. It's not something I look at on purpose. But if you want to go look at them, you can Google tank slapper or something like that, and you'll see it pretty easily. So that is why I got this for the bike. I just wanted to have that little bit of safety, a little bit of buffer. The thing is, you know, you might not need this 999 times out of 1,000. But that 1 out of 1,000 times, I'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. I'd rather it was there and it saved my ass and my bike that one time. So that's why I invested in it. It was a large amount of money. It was like 400 and something euro for the damper and the fitting kit. You have to buy them both separately because the dampers are kind of a stock item. But yeah, that was why I got it. So to get in there before those questions, that's why I bought it. Just to have that little bit of backup, that 1 out of 1,000 times that I might need it. I'm not saying I ever will need it, but I'd rather have it there just in case. So, massive thanks to Hyperpro for number one being sound on the phone. That means a lot to me. If I ring a company and they're nice on the phone, it's a huge plus. I like to talk to people before I drop lots of money because, you know, I want to talk to you about your company. So if you're an asshole, probably not going to buy from you. And that has happened before. I rang a company about an exhaust, and I had emailed them to inquire about it, and they ignored my email. And the only reason they ignored it is because I sent it off my GorillaBiker email address. Of course, it's my email address. And when I rang them to be like, hey, I sent you an email, they were like, yeah, we don't give away stuff for free. I was like, I didn't ask you to. I wouldn't ask you to. I prefer to pay for things. That's 100% fact, buddy. So I will never buy from them because they were assholes on the phone. So yeah, just it's important. Just be nice. It's not hard to be nice. Just be nice. You know what I mean? It's the simplest thing in the world. Be nice. What's next for the Gixxer? Do we have any more bits coming for it? Yes, we have a quick shifter coming for it, which I'm really excited about. Not so excited about taking off all that hardware again to get in at it, because now the tank is difficult to take off. Well done me. Make a really simple bike to work on difficult. And I'm also considering buying a Brembo master cylinder for the bike under the advice of lots of people on forums to improve the front brake feel. The brakes work fine, it's just the feel on that original brake master cylinder is a bit crappy, so that's probably the next two investments. We'll eventually get this to be like a brand new bike that still doesn't fit me, so I'm smart. But yeah, if you've watched, thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, if you have an interest in Hyperpro steering dampers, give them a call. Tell them I sent you. That might help me in the future, I don't know. And yeah, I will test this and make a video on it and see how it feels on the road, because I am personally interested to see, does it change how the bike handles on the road myself. So yeah, until next time, massive thank you as always to my patrons. My patrons did in part help to buy this. Was a nice old patron discount off it, thanks to the money they put into the channel. So I honestly, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. It's a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, until next time, thank you very much again for watching. Adios. Outro crew. I think this is pretty. Look at it. Just look at it. Look at it on there. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. And honestly, that was really easy to fit. That did not take me long. It seems pretty solid too, which is nice. And the little clicks are lovely. So yeah, can't wait to try it on the road. Bye, Outro crew.